time in a long time, the Governor Atiku-Wike spoke up about the issues relating to reconciliation and the aftermath of the PDP presidential primary. Some of the incidents and the activities that have caused some division in the People's Democratic Party. Governor Atiku-Wike had returned to the country a few days ago, and he said he will address the issues in a deeper format, but briefly spoke about some of the situation. We understand that Governor Atiku-Wike has hosted a crucial meeting with governors of the PDP, who coordinated his presidential campaign at the River State Governors Lodge, Abuja. The meeting held behind closed door today in Abuja. Some of those at the meeting include Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Governor Okeze Okpazu of Abia State, Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State, and Governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi. Others are former Governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, former Governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suzwam, former Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko, and former Bayelsa State Governor Senator Seria K. Dixon, Ibrahim E. Idris of Kogi State, and former Plateau State Governor Jonah Jang. Well, as all of this is happening, the PDP presidential candidate has also been speaking. But before I allow you to listen to Alhaji Atiku-Abubakar, take a listen to Governor Wike.
You can imagine the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku, when he unveiled his vice presidential candidate. No right thinking, a lover of this party will say that the speech he made on that day was fair. No right thinking lover of this party. Forget about the run seekers. Forget about the scavengers. And I never reacted to it. I said, look, this party belongs to all of us. Thereafter, he appeared before the Arise television. See the statements he made. So many lies we are told. Look at his attack dogs. Sule Lamido, Babangida Aliyu, Maina Waziri. Look at the statements they issued. Look at the abuses they rained on me. I never reacted. And Nigerians will say, look, you mean this thing happened? So it is important that as a person and for my own future and for those who are around me, to say, look, this is not fair.
Governor Atiku-Wike, who spoke in Port Harcourt when he arrived back in the country, so he's had a meeting with some governors and former governors of the PDP. But the presidential candidate of the PDP is already talking about his plans and his strategies. Take a listen to Atiku-Abubakar.
Thank you very much. It is the training that you receive that determines the leadership that you can give to others and to the society. So it is not, good leadership is not the monopoly of the old and is not the monopoly of the young. Our current electoral process is being devolved to the polling unit. We don't want you in Abuja. We don't want you even in your state. We want you in your polling unit, polling booth. Go and deliver it to us. Protect the votes there and deliver it to us there.
That's Atiku-Abubakar, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. In all of this, there appears to be some singing from different hymn books, and perhaps some people are aggrieved, some people are not happy, and the working together, the togetherness is not really seen. Let's see what this means for the People's Democratic Party and what exactly is going on. I'm being joined by Senator Abdul Ningi, a member of the People's Democratic Party Board of Trustees. He joins us live from our Kano studio. Senator, good evening. It's good to see you. Give us an understanding. There is a lot of undercurrent. You heard what Governor Atiku-Wike said when he returned to the country about the possibility of reconciliation, and he said he's going to discuss and deal with some of these issues in the coming days. Governor Okowa, Governor Autumn also met. For those who are in your party and are wondering how your party can work out of these undercurrent, thinking that there is a larger implication of these, the fear that this will affect adversely the interest and the future of your party. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, thank you, Sheon, for having me here in Kano. I came in with a very high spirit, but your interview with Senator Sani Musa actually dampened my spirit. And ordinarily, I thought what you discussed with Senator Sani Musa would have been the concern for every Nigerian, irrespective of his party affiliation. And I can tell you, I feel very, very, very sad on what has been going on, the brickbats, the mudslinging, the casting of aspersion of personalities within my party. I have severally came to your studio and I have told you our party is founded with a very clear disposition of do's and don'ts of your constitution. Our party, right from the onset, has 3 organs of the party, whereby a lot of some of these issues would have been addressed. We have the NEC, we have the BOT, we have the caucus, all organs of the party that are enshrined constitutionally to be able to do this job right from the onset. And I'm so saddened that we are no longer the party that was founded by our founders based on the principle of nationalism, based on equity, based on fairness. I do not think, Mr. Sheon, and it is regrettable for people who come to the national television and cast aspersion on their party men, be it Wike or anti-Wike or pro-Wike. It is inevitable that we have our differences. Not all Nigerians are PDP members. So if you have an issue that is PDP related, why must you come to the national television to spill the beans, to cast aspersion on your party members, knowing so at this critical time of our history that we are facing extinction as a people, that we are hopeless and helpless, and we are beginning to see a complete derailment of our democracy? Is it not good enough for some of us to think, reflect, and try to chart a course on making sure that this nation does not fail, that this democracy does not fail? I think I have listened to a lot of interviews, and personally I feel really sad. For those who will be invited to national television and they speak about Wike, or they will speak about Atiku, or they abuse Wike, and they abuse Atiku, and for some of us, Mr. Sheon, that's why we joined the People's Democratic Party right from the onset. Because when we joined the party from the onset, we were able to read its manifestos, and we understand this is an ideal party for Nigeria. We understand that from the disposition of the party, from the founding fathers' vision of the party, from their focus, from their dream, that party should not be personalized. And until this day, we have been able to showcase that this party does not belong to one individual or just individuals within the polity. We have been able to survive, Mr. Sheon, without Olusegun Obasanjo, who we gave 8 years of our mandate. We are able to survive, to a lesser extent, Atiku Abubakar, who was also our vice president for 8 years. He left and he came back. We were able to survive Goodluck Jonathan, who was also to have seven years of a mandate, who after losing election in 2015 actually lost out, were able to survive former Senate presidents, were able to survive former governors, were able to survive former speakers. One of the hardest things to take is that this party is being seen sharply divided as pro-Wike, anti-Wike, pro-Atiku, and anti-Atiku. This party is bigger than Atiku-Abubakar. This party is bigger than Wike. This party is bigger than all their supporters combined. A lot of people are making a mistake. Though 2023 is critical to some of us, but it is not the ultimate.
Senator, if I may hop in quickly into the conversation and ask you, if you look at what is going on, for those who have said there must be some kind of reconciliation, this conversation went on for a long time on as a major political discourse in the land. And if you look at what Governor Wike said, it does look like that overture or that move has not been concretized. Perhaps there hasn't been any handshake between Atiku-Abubakar and Atiku-Wike. What do you think is amiss here?
I think one of the missing link is when you have an issue with your party members, and typically of the press, and typically of the Nigerian situation, when you want to add fuel to the fire, you raise such issues. I don't like to believe that when you have an issue that needs to be sorted out, that you bring it into the national arena. You bring it into the national arena through the appropriate organs of the party. Personally, I feel the organs of the party would have taken a proactive measures right from the onset, right from after party primaries, to be able to bring everybody to order. Like I told you, we have history. Several times when I came to your studio, you asked me about whether or not the party will be able to sort out its zoning. I told you we are going to sort out its zoning, whether the party will be able to sort out a lot of things that was in the past. And I told you. And I was telling you some of these stories because of my belief of the human resources that we have in the party. We still have some of the founding fathers of the party. And these founding fathers, some of them did not even have the benefit of having even occupied any government position since the party was created. Some of us that were in the party, we had the privilege of serving for quite a number of years in the National Assembly, and some former presidents also served, former senators, former members of the House. So whatever you do, you give it to the party. The party is above everybody. The party is the umbrella, is the mother of everybody. Now, if things don't happen that way, like what you said, whether or not, I think there was a gap. We shouldn't have necessarily leave that gap. And while we leave that gap, we shouldn't be reacting to what our party men said.
I was going to ask you the implication now, because there are a lot of meetings that are going on. There are those who are in the other political parties meeting Wike. And when you see this kind of situation happen, you know that I mean, there are a lot that is going to happen with all of this. It's unusual politically when you see those kind of overtures. But some of the visuals of the images of the meeting which held today at the Rivers Governor's Lodge, I'd like you to look at what is happening and perhaps listen to some of the outcome and get your reaction and the way forward for your party. Those are some of the images of that meeting, and those who attended, the faces of those who attended that meeting. I'd like you to listen to part of the outcome of that meeting and get your reaction, Senator Ningi.
Yep.
I'm delighted that on behalf of this group to confirm that we have met together for the first time after the primaries of the People's Democratic Party. We have frankly reviewed matters among ourselves. We want to confirm that we are solidly together as a group. And we also want to let the nation know that we shall keep our people briefed as developments unfold. And therefore, this is a very brief statement on behalf of our group that we are very, very delighted to have had this meeting, to have exchanged views, to have reviewed matters, and we know that developments will unfold, and as they do, we shall honestly and properly brief the nation. I want to thank you very much for your attention.
All right, then. You heard Professor Jerry Ghana, who was part of that meeting. Senator Ningi, to conclude this conversation, what do you make of those statements from Professor Jerry Ghana and perhaps the implication of all of these undercurrent for your party in the 2023 election?
I find it really difficult to understand Prof's intention of the short clip you have just shown me. But when I say one of the founding fathers, Prof is one, and so he understands this party much more than I do. He understands the need to come together. He, as my teacher in my university, knows the kind of situation Nigeria is in, and every other member that I have seen, who are my very good friends, my associates, and therefore for me, if the group intention is to find peace, why not? But you know, the group intention is not enough to do what they ought to do until and unless you involve the party organs, particularly the members of the Board of Trustees, which Prof is also a member. And I have seen quite a number of faces that are BOT members. That is one of our cardinal responsibility as BOT members. Gladly, that there is a notice that the BOT will be meeting on Wednesday. And I am sure you bet, let me wait and see what the BOT members will come. But this is a further development. This is a good development. People should come together. People should discuss openly without fears or favor. But at the end of the day, like I told you, Shewun, I am not looking at the activities of PDP only in 2023. I'm looking beyond 2023. Just like this party is bequeathed to us by the founding fathers, which Prof is one of them, we want a party that will be bequeathed to the younger generation, who will be proud of what PDP had accomplished over the years.
Thank you indeed for your time tonight, Senator Abdul Ningi. Thank you so much indeed for your thoughts tonight, and I wish you and your party the very best. Thank you indeed.